there, my name is Hillary Pollack. I'm the owner of Rocky Road Quilts, and I wanted to share with you my experience with the SewTites Magnum Magnets. They're kind of a big financial investment, but I find they're worth every penny, so I wanted to share how I use them in the hopes that it would help other people be able to use them successfully. I don't get any kickbacks or anything from the company. I'm just a happy customer. So when you buy the magnets, you get the Longarm pack. You get 50 of them, and they come in 2 parts. Each magnet is 2 parts. This part has kind of a diamondy shape on it to make it rough, I believe, to help the magnet grab it. Or maybe it's to make it easier to come off. I actually don't know. So I took this, and I have 3 leaders. I've got my top, my backing, and my take-up bar. So I figured 48 is divisible by 3, so I put 16 on each one, or plan to put 16 on each one. So what I did, let me turn this so that you can see my leaders down here. I went through and I marked on my leaders about every 6 inches. And then I went through, and it fits beautifully. The back slider bit fits beautifully. So I just went through and I sewed on one of the marks, and then I slid one in, and then I sewed the next mark, and then I slid the next one in, and so on and so forth. So now you can see that about every 6 inches I've got a little section where I can slide the magnet or the backing back and forth. And then the magnets, the best way to take them apart is, by the way, is to slide. Because you try to pull, it's awkward. It's challenging. So the magnet just snaps on right there and holds tight. So I have this quilt on here right now that I'm about to take off. I'm going to show you how as I take off, I leave it set up. So I just take, and if you twist, like I said, it's the easiest way. I just grab and twist. And they pop right off. And then I actually leave my backing right here. I can also, I can use the magnets to kind of hold it in place so it doesn't slide. And then I come over and I release my take-up roll. And usually it rolls over, it doesn't stop like this, but this is kind of a stiffer quilt than usual. I just roll it out till it kind of flops out and pull it under, and again, just twist them to take them off. Keeping my fingers out from underneath because it's painful when it snaps. Get that quilt out of the way. All right. So now I go and I kind of roll this back until it's like right on the edge. And then I take my magnets, and because I've got my channels marked, I can see where they go. So I can just put these on. If I remember or know how wide my quilt is, which obviously I should know how wide my quilt top is, then I can know how many magnets to put down, so I have the right number. I don't remember off the top of my head how wide this quilt is, so I'm just guessing. And actually, it's my backing. So then I take my backing, make sure it's the right way around. Spread it out. This one has a seam right in the middle, so I know about where my middle is. So, and I take it, and I've got the center marked on my bar. And I just place it so that the edge of the fabric is right along the edge of my leader. And then I feel with my fingers, I can feel where that backing is. And then I grab the magnet and I just line it up and put it right on top. And then sometimes I'll go right away, sometimes I'll come right out to the outside. It kind of depends on what kind of a mood I'm in. I usually try to adjust the one on the end. Let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Hold on. Ooh. So I make sure that I adjust the one on the end because there is some wiggle room. So if I were to push this all the way in, then I've got like a 1/2 inch of fabric that wouldn't have magnet behind it. And if I push it all the way over here, then I'm not maximizing my magnet usage. So I try to make sure that my backing kind of ends up right at the edge of my fabric. Pop on the magnet. And you can see this is just beautifully, it's really easy to line up your cut edge with the edge of your leader. I found with the red snappers is that sometimes things would twist as I was going, and I'm sure a lot of that is me being new to using them. And I'm sure if I'd used them for longer, I would have figured that out, but like I said, I tried these guys out and never looked back. So then on this side, just gonna do the same thing, just feel with my fingers where that backing is and put the magnet so it's right on top of the backing. Next bit, it's right there. Magnet. Feel. Magnet. I try not to slide the magnets on the theory that that's more likely to kind of stretch the fabric a little bit. And I don't want to do that, so I try to make sure that I place the magnets instead of sliding them. Alright, so there we go. That's got my first part done. Let's put this over here so you can see. So then I take and I straighten out the rest of my backing. I roll it up. And because the backings and the magnets are there, the magnets don't stick to the, they don't stick anymore. They don't stick to the bars. Right. So then I just kind of let this loosen it up. And I keep an eye on my backing, make sure that it's rolling on nicely. And then I slide this down here. And you can do this part from the back of the machine as well, or from the front. Either one works. I used to do it from the back, but I've been doing it from the front recently, and that's just kind of how it's working out. So again, I'm going to spread out my magnets so that they're about where I need them to be, so they're quick and easy to grab. Pull my leader towards me, line up my center, just place it, feel where that backing for the magnet is, and place my magnet. I'm feeling underneath, feeling for where the backing is, placing the magnet. And this one again, my backing is, let's scooch it over a bit so that it's more even with the end. Here it is. Place it. When I first started using these, I would put a pin right here just because I was nervous, and I will admit there's been a few times that I've tightened things up a little too much and pulled it right off, but it's super quick to put it back, so it's not a big deal. And you know, that was just an early learning curve, or just forgetting that my machine head wasn't in the right spot, and pulling it, and it pulled on the fabric a bit. But yeah, those are rookie maneuvers. It's okay, I'm over it now. So again, I'm feeling where the backing is, placing. Alright, so there's my backing on my magnets. And then I put my batting on and do the actually no, wrong. At this point now I grab my top leader and pull it out. And I've got this lovely table that I've created with my backing, which I can use. And obviously if you float your tops, this is an issue, you wouldn't be doing this part, but and I can pull it back, and again I can use the magnets on the bar to hold this in place for me. And I grab my top. Make sure my center is actually at my center, and it is. Line it up. Find the first magnet or first backing, pop the magnet in place. Actually, it's easier if it's a little further back. There we go. So what was happening is I was trying to feel for the magnet over the backing.